Hello, my name is Sharif. I'm Principal Architect of Raw Architecture, a local practice based in Indonesia. Our architectural vision in Raw, I think, is based on which is very simple approach. Let's have changes as little as we can, and it can create a greater impact. And when we need to have it, the solution is natural, showing the mastery of the knowledge of architecture. And each context, it should be new, things we can learn, and it should be subtle and proactive in a way that the project tells the story of the sustainability. So I think that kind of a good to transform the industry within, because I believe that from the energy within we can spread a lot of good things to the other things, to the universe. In our practice, in overall, I think it has 3 steps of understanding. The first one is adopting the most efficient method that's practical. And it's always a discourse between history of architecture. We try to read the situation in more specific manners. The second part, we try to use a lot of renewable material, which we can reduce, reuse, and recycle, and using a lot of material that can be easily grown. And it could transform into some of the very advanced materials, such as composite and bamboo. The third part of our understanding is to seeding is very important. Through the simple plants, it grows the volume, and it grows the insulation, and it grows the volume of the insulations, and it will reduce the thermal problem. And then when we go deeper than that, and we can get 27, 26 degrees Celsius during the afternoon, it's amazing to reduce the urbanized island. I think architecture is a way to put quite a micro solutions plus into that such a bigger solution. So it's an act of collaboration in between one to another project. In our project, the Bioclimatic is very important. We try to decrease a lot of dependency in terms of the technology. So we want to make the passive cooling that's make the building reacts naturally about itself, to reduce the carbon, reduce the energy, reduce the use of the water, and make the good air, cool air, which can make the building more sustainable in a way by using low technology. Because as a country, I think in Indonesia, we don't have any much of privilege to access some of the high technology, which has quite expensive in some of the area. So we try to gather some of the expression of the material and functionality. Like a lot of materials can become one to another. So it's kind of working together in terms of the lot of variation of the technology. So I think bioclimatic architecture has a good deal towards how we're gonna make the building more optimum in Indonesian context, which has a very diverse way in terms of the economic, in terms of the historical, in terms of the practical uses. Well, the first method is to create a theoretical framework for the new sustainable paradigm. The second way is to look at the sustainable materials such as bamboo, such as fiber, towards a more diverse architecture. Bamboo itself is very cost efficient, but we need to be careful with how we're gonna make the bamboo more sustainable in the long run. So by having localized joineries, like by glue systems, by more hybrid systems, like combination between bamboo and another material, I think that's one way to make the original bamboo architecture to be more hybrid and more contextual towards our practice. Because in Indonesia we have so many diverse material and diverse craftsmen, it's not like a singular situation when there is only one method. So that the gap in between the method will be very important to create a new sustainable way using a new carbon material like bamboo. Getting back to bamboo, when we see the angles of the catenary, we see the angles of the way that bamboo can easily between each other. Actually, it's very simple and it's very to the point. I think I dream that every people can play with the bamboo, while each of the project gives us the opportunity to play with the local community. For me, I think the modern architecture and then the old vernacular architecture could be integrated between both. The architecture in the general is always a combination between vernacular roots, more traditional roots, and then combine it into the more modern and contemporary practice, and how we can make efficient but it's still local, global but local, and then using a lot of local resources, local material, local approach, which is quite specific. The first phase is make understanding that we, as in Jakarta, in a tropical belt, which has the orientation facing north-south, and people building facing north-south is a very good way to cool the temperature inside the building. So by looking at that, the orientation of the massing will be very important. Not only that, but when we look at the existing trees that's in the site, and we look at the shading, got the aim to have a good microclimate is very much aim and a purpose in every project that we have. While we are accommodating the water resources, energy resources, and how we provide good air circulations is what the project should do in the tropical climate. In order to do that, I think the global and the local should have a synthesis of the new paradigm of architecture. So I think looking at the overall initiative, we are privileged to be part of the global architecture community, that we try to have a collaboration together with you, with of the people inside this beautiful global architecture.